My family originated from Italy, northern Italy. My father was a cooper, made wine barrels in Italy. My father's father was a cooper as well, but during the 50s and 60s, when there was hardly any work, he decided to look around and find other work in other parts of the country, and he found an advertising paper for Australia. So they decided to migrate and give Australia a go. They migrated in the mid-50s, 60s. There was Barossa Valley wanted coopers, and so he migrated here, and he spent 20 or 30 years here in the Barossa working for other companies. My mother is also Italian, so they created a family. I'm one of those children. In the late 90s, he decided to create his own winery, which we're continuing on, called Tait Wines. And that was all part of his dream, I suppose. One of the philosophies that we've got here in Tait Wines is to try and stay as natural and as traditional as possible. But as I said, being an engineer, we want to try and use technology to help us out. So we don't want to go and stray too far from that, using traditional winemaking methods. A lot of the winemaking is started in the vineyard. We need to get those grapes ripe in terms of flavour ripe and sugar ripeness. So that's the first thing. Second thing, when they do come into the winery, we use traditional old methods of making wine. So open fermentation, basket pressing. So one of the things with open fermentation, and to get that flavour and juiciness out of the wines, we plunge, which means that we push those skins down to the bottom of the tank to try and get them in contact with the juice so we can extract that full flavour and juiciness. We then leave it in there for 7 days. So again, they're big open fermenters, big tubs. We then take the juice away, and then we press that last bit of juice, which is the really, really nice juice, we've got heaps of flavour, through our basket pressing. Basket pressing is also a traditional way of doing things. There are other methods that larger wineries use, but we've chosen to stay with the basket pressing. We then try and mature everything in oak barrels, because again, that gives a softness to the wine. So what I'm after is a big, juicy type of wine with lots of flavour, but yet soft and nice to drink. So that's the philosophy we have here. So we crush here on site, we make our wine on site, we mature it on site, and then it goes away for bottling. But everything is really controlled here at the winery. As I said before, we try and produce here at Tait Wines because we want to be different to a lot of other wineries. We produce wines that are rich and full in flavour. So to get the richness, we do some of the things like we described before, making sure they're ripe on the vines. We pick them when they're ripe, not when there's room in the winery to ferment them. So a lot of the winemaking is done out in the vines. And then, just to get that richness, that chocolatiness, the softness, but yet easy to drink. So full flavoured wines, but yet nice, easy drinking wines as well.